Good afternoon, traders. My name is Sitengema from QuickTrade. Welcome to our technical analysis session. I see that we don't have a lot of people in attendance this afternoon. I'm sure they're going to be joining us a little bit later. But to those guys that are there, good afternoon. Please indicate, guys, if you can hear me. Oh, okay. Someone has just sent me an email. Let's check what it says. Hi, Gert. How's it? Edith, oh, you can hear me loud and clear. Thank you very much. Guys, please tell me, is this thing helping you? Are you able to make any sense out of this? Edith, I know you're still new. You've been with us for like a week or so. Uh, Gert? Okay, guys, let's start off with the South African rand against the US dollar. Okay, let me see your message there first. Edith, you're saying oops, lost you there for a while. To be honest, Claire, I'm not that encouraged. What's happening? What's happening, Edith? I think you are still very new. You know, that's the problem. I mean, you haven't actually done a lot. I mean, in terms of acquiring knowledge, you still need to work on that one. And going forward, you should be able to understand some of the things, provided you put in some effort. Plus, another thing that you need to remember is that this is a lifetime knowledge. I mean, you'll be able to use this information for the rest of your life, so you can't expect it to come easy. There has to be a little bit of effort from your side. It's never going to be that easy. You need to push a little bit harder for it to work for you. Guys that have been attending, like Gert, he feels that yeah, he's getting a bit of assistance there. He's happy with that. No, no, I mean, I wouldn't, make it look like you are not making any effort. But I'm saying that you cannot expect to know everything within the first or 2 weeks. Rome wasn't built in one day, so you must just take it one step at a time. Make sure that you don't try and learn everything all at once. Focus on one specific area, because I mean I'm trying to make you guys specialists here. I mean, you're gonna be better than most people that you know out there who've been trading for many years, provided you are patient with yourselves and you do not try to learn everything that is there to be learned. Make sure that you are very patient and you focus. Focus is very important. Okay. Okay. I think I've got another message coming. Okay, Lawrence. No, no, no. It wasn't. It wasn't. I'm sure you've worked in your life, Edith. So I mean, you did not know everything in one day, but maybe after 2, 3 months, you knew almost everything. I mean, it became almost second nature to you. So in trading, I mean, it's not different. You have to allow yourself some time to learn. Once you've learned, then you will be able to understand a lot of stuff. Oh, okay. I thought Lawrence wanted to say something. Okay, guys, let's have a look at the rand. If you remember, we spoke about the rand yesterday. We said that we were expecting some further weakness on the rand, and that actually did transpire. We saw the rand weakening towards the 1270 levels. We had a touch this morning around. We had a touch at 1270 this morning, and we pulled back a bit, back to our. I think this is an accumulation zone for anyone who wants to buy the US dollar and sell the rand. I think this is where they are supposed to be really positioning themselves and taking some positions on the US dollar, buying the US dollar and selling the rand. We said that we were expecting our target is not too far. Our target is around 12. I think it's said 1285, 1285, 1290, somewhere there. That's where we expect the rand maybe to weaken to. Okay, let's do this. There's something that I need to show you, which I think is very important. Don't know if I still have it here. What happened to my information here? Okay, let me get it for you. Let me get it for you. Let me get it for you. I want to show you what's on the. Oh, no, not investing. Let me use trading. Trading app. Okay. I want to show you something that we're expecting today from trading economics. Okay, impact is going to be 3. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, impact is going to be 3. Let me put it up here. Let me remove this. These ads actually they irritate me a lot. Okay, from trading economics, this is the color. This is our economic calendar that we have today. Well, I mean tomorrow morning, we're expecting some Chinese inflation rate numbers year on year for the month of April. That's very important. It's going to well, I mean, it's going to be a huge determinant on the price of commodities, I guess. If we see commodities, if we see inflation maybe picking up a bit in China, that could mean that the Chinese economy is really pumping. Things are really happening there, so that could have some positive impact on commodities. We could see commodities picking up. So let's keep an eye on that. We'll know tomorrow morning whether that number is positive or not. Well, I mean, these guys, they've this number is supposed to be out. Oh no, 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 this is Thursday. Sorry, guys, this is this is Thursday. Well, I mean, in Britain, they're expecting the balance of trade numbers to come out. It has a huge impact on British pound if you are trading the British pound. And BOE interest rate decisions. The Bank of England will make a decision on their interest rates, whether they are going to be raising or keeping them steady. Well, I mean, I think they're going to keep them steady. I think they're not going to raise interest rates, and they're going to be talking on quantitative easing also. I mean, saying some stuff about whether they are going to be I mean, I mean, stopping or minimizing their quantitative easing. Inflation rate of return, sorry, rate inflation rate from the states. It's at 2:30. That is tomorrow on Thursday. This is very important. It's going to have a huge impact on. It's going to have a huge impact on the US dollar and the markets in general, and US core inflation rate for April year on year also is coming out at 2:30 tomorrow. Those are the main ones that we are expecting tomorrow. Let me see if I make the impact 2 what I pick up. Sure, I get a lot. Well, I mean, if I make it two on Wednesday out of America PPI month on month. Uh, Producer price inflation index is going to be well, I mean that is going to be coming out. The consensus is 0.2. If it comes maybe slightly higher than this, that could mean that the US economy is really getting better. That could be good for the US dollar and very bad for gold as well as stocks. If stocks come down, well, I mean, stocks could come down because, I mean, if this number keeps improving, that could actually signal that the next rate hike or interest rate hike is around the corner. Okay, same thing, same thing. Wholesale inventories, the wholesale inventories are also coming out at 4. If this number shrinks or goes down, it means that there are more orders coming through. And the most important one on Brent crude, we want to see the Brent crude stocks, the change of stock. Is it growing or getting down? The consensus is negative 0.719 million. If it comes maybe slightly lower than that, that's actually going to be very good for the price of Brent. We're going to see the price of Brent crude jumping up. But I mean, if it comes above that number or slightly positive, there's a good chance that we could see the price of Brent coming off a bit. Fed Bostic is going to be speaking around 7:15 our time this afternoon. So that's what we have today out of America. If you guys are interested in that, so keep an eye on those. I'm using Trading Economics. Then I go up there to check the impact. The impact of one I'm not really interested in. I really like checking 3 and 2. So this is what we have on 2 today. Tomorrow we have some stuff on 3 from the States. Remove that. I don't know if you guys have any questions with regards to what I've just shown you here now. Let me see, Lawrence. I've been told that what I learn now will not be applicable in a few months. Is that true? You? Lawrence, who told you that? And what are you learning? Who told you that? I've just checked your message now. Who told you what you're learning is not going to be applicable in the next 6 months? Oh, internet sources. Sure. Oh, okay, Lawrence. What were they referring to specifically? I don't understand. What were they referring to specifically? And which site was that? Because I mean, it's also important to understand how reliable the source is. I don't know. What we are learning here, I think, is very important. It's going to be applicable for the next, I don't know how many years. It's still going to be applicable, in my view. Okay, now let's look at the market. Let's look at the top 40 first. The South African. Oh no, this is the Brent crude. No, I don't want to look at Brent. Let's look at the South African top 40. I just want to see whether this market is improving or not. Let's remove all these lines. Let's okay, we are still in uptrend. We are still in uptrend. I mean, on the South African top 40, the market is just flirting with that 10 simple moving average there. We are above it. So, in my view, the market is still looking good. The pullback that we're seeing now is only is only a temporal thing. Later, In the month, I think we're going to see the market picking up a bit. Okay, let's check the the weekly. Here on the weekly, I think we are flat. I think this market is really, uh, planning its takeoff from here. I think there's a good chance that we're going to see this market moving higher. You look, we are trading above our weekly moving average. Every time it tries to come down and leave these dojis. It leaves these dojis. If by the end of this week we close above this doji here, there's a good chance that we're going to go back up there to maybe 52,700, 52,800. I think there's a good chance that we could go there, but it all depends on this week's close. On Friday, we're going to know whether the market is pushing up or not. I was looking at the S&P. The S&P is very choppy. Yesterday it was coming down, but it did not close down. It closed up, and we started. Uh, well, seeing some beats coming through this morning, and currently we are still up 0.51, about half of a percent. So this is positive. I think the markets are going to maybe move higher from here. So it's important that you keep an eye on those stocks that are strong, those that have been doing well over the past couple of months. Okay, let me check. It is message. Is this market like the one? Oh, well, the top 40 is the top 40 big companies listed on the JSE. That's where you see them. It's not exactly 40. It's 40 plus, maybe 43, 44, 42. I can't remember exactly what that number is. But those are the companies that are listed here. If the top 40 is looking good, it means that most of those companies are really going to do well within the top 40, more especially uh, I mean, the top 10 mostly. Although we have a problem on the JSE, we have other companies with huge weightings like Naspers. Naspers has the biggest weighting on the JSE, so sometimes it's very important that when you're checking the top 40, you also keep an eye on a stock like Naspers, because if Naspers doesn't pick up and the top 40 is looking positive, sometimes you could find maybe the top 40 coming off because of Naspers, because Naspers has the biggest weighting. So it's important to understand that the weightings are not equally distributed amongst those constituents. Okay, let's quickly get our levels here on the top 40. The next target I'm looking at, the immediate resistance on the top 40 is around 52,375, 52,000, sorry, 52,500 on the JSE. Top 40. There's a good chance that we could see the market climbing higher over the next couple of days, getting to those levels that I've just marked there. So I mean, it's really important to keep an eye on 51,000. I would say what 51,300. 51,300 is very important. In my view, I think there is a 1,000 rand move pending here. If the price maybe comes down to 51,300, I think there's a good chance that we can easily go up to 52,300, 52,400. Around there, that's where you should be very, 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 I mean, vigilant to check what the price does once it's around that level there. If you see the price maybe starting to come off, you must know that it's because this area here where I have the dotted line is a resistance area for now. If the whole market maybe decides to come off, we could see the market maybe coming back down to these levels. If these levels fail to hold, coming down to 50,000. From 50,000, we come back down maybe to 49,000, which has been our main support. And we've been trading in that zone for quite some time. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, let me show you this. Tried to come down here, failed, went up. Came down. And we're expecting the price to finally go up to touch that line there at the top, if nothing upsets the market. So we have 1, 2, and we are going back up there maybe to test it for the third time. This is our third attempt. At the bottom here, we only have two. Well, I mean, well, one attempt. We started here. We came down. We tested this area during that panic period when everyone thought that the market was falling, and we went up. So we just need to have a touch around this area and decide whether the market is going to go up or down. Okay, that's what we have on the top 40. Let's look at the S&P 500. S&P 500, I'm not going to remove these lines. I'm going to keep them as they are. S&P 500 has been stuck. I showed you guys this a couple of days ago. Has been stuck within this declining trend line, and we had this overhead resistance here. Okay, let me make it bigger. Or should I make it? Yeah, the thick blue line there has been our resistance the whole time, together with this falling trend line. Both of them have been our main resistance. So what we're waiting for now, we're waiting for the price to clearly take out or cleanly take out 2,600 and maybe 82, 83. Once that's done, then we could see the price maybe heading towards that next area of resistance, 2,700, 2,710, 2,720. That's where our next area of resistance is. And from there, we could see the price really pushing higher. Going up to test those 2,800 levels that were last seen in March, mid-March this year. Then from there, maybe prices could actually move much higher. So right now, it's very important to be cautious when trading this market. Anything is possible. Anything is possible in this market at this point of time. Okay, let me show you a couple of stocks that we are looking at, where we think that maybe we could actually come in and start buying MRP. One of them is Mr. Price. One of them is Mr. Price. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Do this. Mr. Price. Mm, Mr. Price, the overall picture is still up, but around 290, that's when we saw the price coming off. So I'm not too sure exactly what's going to happen next, but I believe that this market is still gonna move higher. It's been very strong. It's been very resilient. Okay, that's our resistance there. The previous resistance we had was here. Now we are below that area. Sorry, previous support, there was our support. Now it's our resistance because we're trading below that area now. Next area on Mr. Price I'm looking at is this one here. Okay. Okay. On Mr. Price, I think this area here is our buy zone. I think there's a lot of value between 258 and 250, 253. I think there's a lot of value there. If you maybe like, you can move your support level maybe to like 250, but I'm looking at 258 and 253. I think there's a lot of value around there. For guys that are really aggressive, they can even go in right now. If you see the price maybe coming down to 258, if you see the price maybe coming down to 258, maybe you can go in and start buying some Mr. Price there. Let me see, what's that area exactly? That area is around what is, well, I mean, let's just call it 259. Around 259, you can actually go in and start buying some Mr. Price there. But I mean, you have to make sure that your stop is outside of the range. Your stop has to be, in my view, it has to be below 250. Your target, there, your first target is 270. That's your first resistance, and any close above that area could take us back up to 290, 295 levels. What happens beyond, I mean, around 295, I have no idea. We may hit 295 and come back down because, I mean, if you check it, we have been trading, coming down to this dotted line here, go up to the upper dotted line, come down to the middle, went up, I mean, go up to the dotted line, the top, come down, top, come down, top, and every time it gets to 292, 295, sellers come in and push the price lower, and right now we are playing with this dotted blue line at the bottom here. So yeah, that's what I think is happening on It's the price. Guys, let me allow you a chance to ask questions with regards to the stuff that we are doing here. Let me not maybe spend time showing you stuff that maybe you do not really feel like you need right now. You could be having some burning questions that you have within yourselves so that you'd like to ask. Please ask or suggest anything. If you don't have any, I'll continue doing what I'm doing. Well, I mean, with the markets, nothing is guaranteed, Edith. Yes, you're right. But I mean, the thing is, uh, as long as you have odds in your favor, things actually get better. Because I mean, you've done your analysis, you understand the psychology of the market. If you decide to finally maybe go in, you know exactly what you are getting yourself into. So I think that's the main thing when it comes to anything is possible at any time in the markets. It is. She's saying, I don't know if this is the plus for platform to ask the difference between the trending markets. Okay, I'm going to go back to this. I mean, Edith, forget about indicators for now. Whether they are leading or lagging, they mean nothing. They'll never do anything for you. Just forget about the indicators. The main thing that you need to understand is charting for now. Understand that part, then later, maybe when you are doing your own work, when you are doing your own research, maybe you can start using those indicators. In this class that I run, this class that I teach, I do not spend a lot of time talking about indicators because, like I said, they are meaningless to me. They don't mean anything. You should be worried more about reading the price action, reading that chart. What is the chart saying to you? That's the main thing. Okay, okay, it's fine. Read those, but I mean, if I were you, I would focus more on technical analysis, understanding the trend, reading the charts. That's what you need to focus on. Once you understand that part, then you can move on to other things. Try and see if you can try and connect the dots. Yes, drawing trend lines, reading the charts. Focus on that for now. Just focus on that. You can read the other stuff in the material. It's important, but focus on reading the charts, drawing those trend lines. That is going to help you a lot. You're lucky you have someone who's I mean giving you guidance, showing you what you need to look at. That whole information that you have in our training is important, but I mean the most important stuff is what I've just given you now. Okay, guys. Okay, who has a stock that we need to look at? Who has a stock? Anyone? Tapiwa, Gert, anyone, guys? Please give me a stock. We'll have a look at it. It is, if you have a stock, yeah, you can give it to me. Tapua, but I mean, we've looked at Woolies a couple of times already. You guys should know exactly what the levels are on Woolies, unless if you guys don't write this down. You said Woolies 50, 59.60. It's a good support area. Every time it gets there, people should look to maybe get involved there on the long side, buying Woolworths. Mm. Well, Woolworths, that area at the top, 67 is your main resistance, and at the bottom here, let me make these dotted lines. At the bottom here, between 60 and 58 or 59, I think that's the buying zone on Woolworths. Every time Woolworths comes down there, it attracts some beats. People come in and buy Woolworths. So as long as Woolworths is still looking like this, I would say that it's range bound. It's trading between that 58 and 60. Level. Uh, 58, 60. That's your support area, or that's your support zone, and up towards 66, 67. That's where the price is. That's where the price meets resistance each time it tries to tick up there. So yeah, Woolworths is looking good, but I think that it's stuck in consolidation right now. It's range bound. There isn't much that you can actually expect out of it. It's not a trending market. It's a it's stuck in a sideways move right now. Woolworths. That's right. That's right, Edith. Perfect. Yeah, that's right. Well put. That's right. The next one we're going to look at is OML. We looked at OML this morning. Most financial stocks, I don't trust, man. The rand weakness is a problem to these guys. Okay, let me see if I can see a different picture. Okay. Okay, I'll use the monthly first. I don't know if you guys understand the double top formation. The double top formation is when we get an M, like something that's shaped like an M. I'll show you what I mean. This is your M here. Okay, okay, this is how I'm going to mark this one. Oh, or this is a breakout. Okay, currently on Woolworths we have okay, let me put it here. Currently on Woolworths, we have, sorry, on Old Mutual, we have support around 31, 31, 32 area. Well, I mean, that's been our support for quite some time, since 2014. And now the price is moving up towards that 45 area. Around 45, well, I mean, there is a possible double top brewing there. This is the top, the first top that we had in 2015. And this is the possible double top that we are likely to put out in 2018. So you want to check what the price does when it gets there, when it gets to 45. I think that overhead resistance is very close, around 45. Right now we are supported around 42.99, 43. There's a good chance that we could see the price maybe railing up to 45, but I'd be very careful when trading Old Mutual. We are very, very, very close to our overhead resistance. So I'm not really happy about initiating any longs above 43, unless if just taking some short-term trades. So this is the double top, possible double top that I'm talking about here. If when the price gets there, maybe yeah, I mean it meets a lot of selling pressure. We could see the price maybe coming back down to 31. But I mean, if there is more selling, we could see the price breaking up and moving out of this resistance area. So it's important that you keep an eye on this one. Let us go to the daily chart. I want to see how the daily chart looks. Okay, this is how the daily chart looks. The daily chart looks like this. Well, I mean, this area, in my view, it's a sell zone. I think there are too many people crowded around this area waiting for the price of Old Mutual to tick higher. As soon as they see that happening, I think they are going to pounce on it and try to push the price lower, back down to 31, 32 area. So Old Mutual, I think, I mean, has done what it had to, and I think right now it's a little bit tired. We may still have a little bit of an uptick towards 46, 45, but after that, I think we may see the price coming off, unless if we get some really good news that are likely maybe to push the price of Old Mutual higher. But for me, Old Mutual is done here. Okay, Lindy, we'll have a look at Pick and Pay. I don't know if you are happy with that one, Tapiwa. That's what I'm seeing on Old Mutual. Now let's have a look at Pick and Pay. Oh, see, Lila picture. Well, I mean, Pick and Pay, I think we have the same issue. We have the same issue as Woolworths. We have the same issue there. That's our resistance. This is our support here. Resistance support. We had some minor support here. Minor support here. Uh, in my view, Pick and Pay is a sell around 83. Anything above 83, Pick and Pay is a sell for me at the moment. There is no real confirmation at the moment. That's a blind entry, but I mean, every time Pick and Pay gets to 80, 270, 83 area, there are sellers who come in and push the price lower. So, in my view, Pick and Pay is a sell around 83, 84. But I mean, let's check what happens going forward. Maybe we could find some news that could actually help this market higher. But I mean, there is a possible double top formation on Pick and Pay also. So, yeah, Pick and Pay, if you want to be aggressive, buy it around maybe 78, 78, 79. You must make sure that as soon as it gets to maybe 82, you offload, you get rid of it, because I mean, there's a good chance that we could see the price of Pick and Pay getting under a bit of pressure going forward. I think we could see the price of Pick and Pay coming down maybe back to 75. If 75, well, I mean, first one is 78. 78, if 78 fails to hold, we're coming down to 75. If 75 fails, we may have a bit of resistance around, sorry, support around 182, and the next major resistance, in my view, is around 68, 67. That's where the main support is there. Okay, Lindy, you're welcome. Okay, Edith, you're asking, can support be above the moving average? Can support be above the moving average? Sure, Lindy, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think what you're asking here. But yeah, it's possible to have support uh, above your moving average. It's possible to have support above your moving average. I will give you an example using the same chart that I have here, that we have here in front of us. Okay. Please don't focus on the levels above now. Let me steal this one, put it here. This is the area that I'm marking here, Edith. This area that I'm marking here, where I have the dotted line and the cursor. This area used to be our resistance, and when we broke above that area, late November 2017, that area became our support. You can see that each time the price tried to come down, there was support around this area, that 65 area, and the moving average was was below the price, and later the moving average went above support. This is your support, and the moving average is now above support. So it is possible to have your moving average above your support, and every time the price tried to come down to 65, 66, there were buyers there willing to push the price higher. I don't know if you get that one, Edith, or if if I'm answering what you asked. Is that the question that you're asking? Because you see, around this area here, around 66, each time the price stepped through this area here, buyers were there waiting for the price to fall, so they could cash it. So each time it tried to do that, buyers came in and pushed the price up. Lindy, were you asking if you can use two moving averages to determine buying? I think you're talking about a crossover there, Lindy. I think you're talking about a crossover. A crossover is okay, but I mean a crossover is always delayed. Crossover is always delayed. The main thing for you to do is to focus more on understanding your support and resistance areas. Because I mean, when you know your support and resistance areas, you know that each time the price comes down to your area, how you should position yourself. Make sure that you position yourself. You see maybe the price. Like I'll give you an example here. Uh, let's say when the price went up here, this area became our support. The price came down, and the next candle was up above your moving average. You could have actually gone in at the close of this candle here, or at the close of this long pin bar. Pin bar can buy above 60, 66 or 65.74, and you waited for the price to move up there. And next time when the price came here, it was this year. It was this year now, March, around March 20th. This is the area that we were supposed to go in and buy if you were interested in buying Pick and Pay. It went above its moving average here, another confirmation, and the price started shooting up. It went above its moving average around its support. So that's something. It means a lot in technical analysis. So you must be uh, you must be very careful. If you, I mean, what which lines would you like to use there? They mean rejection. You know, the sellers were pushing the price, like here, the price were pushing the price lower. Sellers, I mean, buyers came in and they pushed the price up, and they left this shadow or these pins behind. It shows that the buyers are more stronger than sellers. That area belongs to the buyers, not the sellers. Every time the sellers try to to conquer or to win the territory over, buyers come in and push the price out of that territory. I don't know if that makes sense, Edith. Do you understand what I'm trying to explain there? Tails that you find at support, they show that sellers are trying to push the price below support, but buyers or the bulls are there to defend that area. They are defending that area. At the top of your chart, around your resistance, if you see something like this, at your resistance, you see those tails there. That means that buyers are trying to push through that area, but there are sellers waiting to push the price lower to defend this line or to defend this area here. Finally, we managed to break above that 78.25, and the price is trading above 78.25. From here, I expect to see the price jumping up. But I mean, our support, our resistance, next resistance is very close. We could bounce up to that 87, 82.70 area or 83, but I think there's going to be some selling very soon there. Okay, Lindy, well, let me go back to you. Which periods would you like to use on two different on two different moving averages? Which periods would you like to use? Oh, okay. Go to go to our technical analysis. If you don't find that there, let me know. If you don't find it, let me know. I will put something together for you, Edith. Oh, okay. You want to look at 5 and 10 days? Yo, five is too short, eh? Five is too hugging. That's why I don't like a five. I would rather use a 20 instead of a five to allow my stock enough time, sorry, enough space to breathe. You know, this is too tight. This is too tight. Plus, it's still saying the same thing basically. We are on support. The price is crossing above the moving average, and you're buying. Maybe if you were to change this maybe to like 20, I think 20 is better. I think 20 is better. 20 is still very close because I mean 20 can't even help you to stay in the trade. Maybe if you want to stay in the trade for a bit longer, what you can do maybe is to use the 50-day moving average. If you are using the 50-day moving average, Even if it crosses below your 10-day moving average, you know that you're going to stick around because it's still above the 50 moving average. But I mean, the 50 moving average is not a holy grail also, because I mean sometimes it crosses below the moving average and then cross above support and move higher. Like here, you see when the price came down in Feb, everyone thought maybe when they were using the moving average, they thought that the price was breaking down. It only went down 2 days. On the third day, it went above, and the price started climbing again. So I think using the 10, sticking with the 10, and making sure that you understand your support and resistance levels, I think is the main one in my view. I think that is the main one in my view. Just stick with that one. You'll never go wrong there, Lindiwe. Tech analysis under SMC. Try SMC, but you can combine that with QT. But I mean, do SMC. In my view, you should just read everything, Edith, on technical analysis that we have on offer. Okay. Well, I mean, 10 and 50. You can use the 50 to stay in the trade, to avoid the choppiness, to avoid the noise. But I mean, in my view, it's not important. As long as you understand your support and resistance levels, your trend, you're okay. Okay, guys, is there anyone with a question or anything that you want us to look at that we did not look at, or that we haven't looked at yet? Is the currency pair anything? Tell me, we'll have a look at it, and then close shortly after that. Okay. How Sure, how to do a long-term trade? Okay, Lindy. I'll show you the long-term trade. Let's go to our monthly chart. Monthly chart, but I don't know what you mean exactly by long-term trade. Let's do our monthly chart. Let's get our support levels there. This is your support here. This is your support. Okay. Let me make it a dotted line. This is your support here, and another support area that we have is here. This range here is your support area on a monthly chart. Every time the price gets into this range, you know that you should take a buy there or take a long. And each time the price crosses above, this is a monthly chart in India. Each time the price crosses above your 10 simple moving average on a monthly time frame, you should know that that is a buy opportunity. You should go in to take a long. So this was back in November 2017, end of November 2017. December, we're up 11%. December, we're down. No, January, we're down. Feb, we're up. March, we're down. April, we're up 11%, and this is where we are now. So if you had gone in here when the price crossed above the moving average back in November or beginning of November 2017, you could have made yourself a lot of money there using that strategy. Is that what you were talking about? Is that what you were asking? Oh, okay. Please try and use this strategy, Lindy. Well, let's use another stock. What other stock can we use? Let me see. Let's use Braid. I like using Braid because I mean it gives me the kind of picture that I'm looking for. It gives me that kind of picture all the time. Okay, Braid. You see, Braid. This was back in 2016. Braid closed below its moving average in 2016, Lindy, and it started declining, falling, and it was below its 10 simple moving average. So you can use this to take your short positions also. Look, when Braid was still moving up in its glory days, it was just above the moving average all the time until this point here. So you were supposed to just stick with the long, I mean, stick with the bulls buying the market the whole time. Another stock that maybe we can use is this one. We've used this one a lot in our examples. Steinhoff, short trade back in 2016 September. If you had taken a short in October, just kept the trade because I mean it was still trading below the moving average until where we are today. Another stock that maybe you can look at. Let me look at AMS. Let me see if there's anything that we can get on AMS. AMS is very choppy. Let me try Mondi. Mondi. Yeah, there isn't much. There isn't much available on Mondi, but I mean, the main thing is that we closed above our moving average in April, and we have support around 328, 330. Every time you see Mondi maybe coming down to 330, 328, that's when you can actually go in and take a long. We did this a couple of days ago, I think a couple of days ago, if not weeks. It's that area, 328 or 330 is very important. Around that area, you can look to take some longs on Mondi. The next area of resistance maybe it's around well, I mean 354, 355, and the price may finally get to 380. So you'll be using the same type of breakout, a breakout above the moving average. You see, we had one here, breakout above the moving average. In fact, in 2016, I went in around 260 on Mondi. I went in and I bought Mondi 2016, and Mondi went up. It only started coming down around those levels there. Another stock that we can look at is CLS for the long-term trades. You see CLS, as long as the price is still above your moving average, you know that you can keep your long trades. You mustn't worry much when you see the stock pulling back, as long as your main trend is still up and you are okay with your risk, the kind of money that you can lose if the stock maybe were to go against you. You can actually keep the trade and wait for the price to start climbing again. Don't know if that makes sense to you, Lindy, if you're happy with that. But I mean, that's what you should use to get those good long-term trades. You can do that in Forex also. You can do long-term stuff in Forex. You can do it. It's possible. Okay, guys, if you don't have any more questions, we're going to stop our session here today. Edith, please have a look at those technical analysis and let me know what you find. If you are not happy because maybe you're not getting those pin bars, please come back and let me know. I will try and work something out for you. Maybe what I will do, I will try and get you some candlesticks. I'll try and get you some candlesticks and I'll post them here. I will try and do that. I'll try and do that. Guys, you're welcome. Thank you so much for attending the webinar. To all of you that were interactive, thank you so much. I like it when I get people that are active. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. What is Tatenda, Edith? What is that? What does that mean? Oh, is it thank you in Shona? Oh, Tatenda, Tatenda. I had no idea. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.